What is political dynasty?
Political dynasty is a number of family members is elected to different positions, therefore having them control over the local community or government.
Political dynasty is wherein a family rules over a particular area. They are holding several political positions in that area.
I think it's when one or more of your family is in politics.
Political dynasty is that most of the family members are involved in politics.
For me, political dynasty is if one family is having the power over a place. Like for example, kung Garcia sila lahat yung leaders, kayo mo, puro kayo mo, ganun.
Does political dynasty reign in Philippines? How can you say so?
Yes, it did. For example, the Aquinos, they had the same control over the same position in a year, and they had few family members in the other government branches.
Yes, it is, because there's a lot of clans whom we are considering political clans is still holding some positions in the government up to the present time.
Yes, because most of the politics are related to each other, like here in Dynasty.
Yes, because there are lots of politicians in our country that involves many of their family members in politics.
Yeah, it just happened. Like from what I know, because I didn't grow up here, so from what I know, before it was like the Payumo family, and then now it's like the Garcia. So yeah, it does.
Philippines is not the only country with political dynasties. But what makes our case stand out?
We stand out because we are not in a monarchy system. Like it would be fine to have the political dynasty because the power can be hereditary in a monarchy system. While in the Philippines, we're in a democratic system wherein everyone is a candidate for a certain position. Everyone can be a candidate for a certain position. But as for political dynasty, only a family has the control over the government.
Because for example, a father who is having a hard time to leave the position that he had for so long, he wants to pass it to his son, if not to his nephew. He is making sure that their family, the legacy of his family in political arena will not come to end.
Because it is very prominent here in our country, in almost every region, and there is a political dynasty.
Sa Philippines, mas parang longer yung pag-reign ng mga miyembro ng isang family na nag-i-include into political dynasty.
I don't know any other country that has political dynasty. From where I come from, they have hierarchy. So like, if the father is king, then the next king is gonna be his son, like his crown prince. So, but I do think ours stand out because you know the level of corruption here. So like, there are things that are compared, like ano nangyayari nung kila Payumo, ano nangyayari nung kila Garcia. Pero it does stand out because Filipinos are very critical. Sobrang critical mag-isip, sobrang advanced mag-isip. Yun.
An example of political dynasty here in Philippines.
For example, the number one is in Makati City, the Binays.
The Villaricas of Bulacan, the Binays of Makati City, Coangco of Tarlac, Pinedas of the Pineda family of Pampanga.
The Dutertes in Davao region.
For example, sa Bataan, Yung sila Bayuno, Garcia, sila Mayor.
Here, sa Bataan, yung mga Garcia, yun, doon sa nagchapol.
What do you think motivates political leaders to establish political dynasty?
Political leaders is motivated because of their family name. Politics will carry out their name throughout the country if they establish political dynasty.
Just like what I've said, they don't want their legacy to end up if another person will hold that position that they're about to leave.
Because they want to preserve their power in their place, and they want to leave their family in the whole region.
Siguro it's because of the power of being an individual or of being involved in the politics that your family members are all included in politics.
I think like they start like at one. For me, like if for example, yung Garcia na dito, it's not impossible for a Garcia to win in another place. Kasi parang they have, the more power that they have, the more supporters that they have, then the more powers they're able to collect para mag-lead ng isa pang larger place.
What do you think is the purpose of political dynasty?
The purpose of political dynasty is to stagnate the power and control in a family. There will be no shift in the ruling, so therefore they will gain connections and power over the community and the government.
The purpose of political dynasty is to prolong their holding of that power in every generation of their family.
To expand their power, not just political, and then to expand the resources of their family, mostly economic stability and other connections.
It was like papasahan lang yung pag-relate ng leaders na parang ma-maintain nila yung gusto nilang i-maintain dun sa sinasakupan nila.
Sa positive, I think you don't have to like makisama sa ibang tao kasi pamilya mo na din. That's the positive way. The negative thing is that I think parang not to be like very mean, but like if they're gonna be corrupt, it's gonna be like totally cool kasi they're like family, so like okay, yung gagawin natin, okay lang kasi pamilya naman.
Does political dynasty affects the government and the society? How?
It does affect the government and the society because, as I said, the power stagnates. There will be no change and progress if the current government and the people who governs it is not changing.
Yes, because if they are related to each other, for example, the mayor, his father is the governor of that province. If that mayor committed a crime or corruption in his municipality, his father will tolerate his wrongdoings. And being a political dynasty is sometimes called, they're making it their family business. In the government projects, they're all controlling that.
Yes, because political dynasty gives a specific family a power to do everything and to manage anything to their place.
Somehow it affects the environment and the society because there are lots of people who wants to be a part of politics, but then again, some members of the politics hindi nila pinapayagan yung iba. Parang sila pa rin yung nangunguna kahit na gusto rin ng ibang tao.
Yeah, it could be in a positive or negative way. If you're gonna look at the positive way, if for example, like yung mga Garcia, mas focus on the SK, they really focus sa mga kabataan. So it's a positive way. Like for example, they have one mindset na okay, dito naman tayo mag-focus sa agriculture, dito naman tayo mag-focus sa kabataan. But in a negative way nga, pwede naman silang, for example, may pondo, so yeah.
Does political dynasty leads to development and improvement? Explain why.
For me, it does not lead to most improvement because, as I said, the only beneficiaries of the political dynasty is the family who's controlling the government themselves.
Sometimes, but it depends upon the family who is reigning over that place. For example, the Garcias of Bataan. They are leading Bataan to a more developed Bataan because they are not focusing on the business but on the development of their province.
50% yes and 50% no. Because some family dynasty have harsh governments and corrupt management. They are corrupt sometimes in their regions like that, and some of them are really progressive.
Somehow din, kasi there are members in the politics that hindi naman nila parang natutupad yung mga pangako nila, but then they are still on their power.
For me, I guess so, because I've been here for like 3 years here at Bataan, and like from what I noticed and what I observed, this year they're focusing on the youth, because my church mate is the SK president of the whole Bataan, and she's taking care of the youth very properly. May linggo ng kabataan, am I right? Tapos she organized yung binibining dinulbihan very well. That was a very good event. Yung nung nag-siesta ba yun? Or no, mali. Yung nung may mga dito sila Moira, Night with the Stars, they organized that as well. So it was a very good event. And there's development. It just depends on how you're gonna look at it.
Which provinces or cities do you think have the highest incidence of political dynasty?
For instance, here in Dinalupihan, in Bataan, in Makati, in Davao, the Dutertes, in the Manila.
Bataan, because from their father up to the youngest Garcia, the youngest child of late Ted Garcia, will run for political office.
Davao, Manila, and Bataan.
Bataan.
I'm not really, because I said earlier, I'm not really a fan of politics because I think it's messed up. But I do think here in Bataan, hindi naman sila iboboto ulit ng tao kung hindi nakikita yung ginagawa nila. Hindi naman sila iboboto ng tao ulit kung walang magbabago, kung wala silang natutunan.
Are you in favor of political dynasty? Why or why not?
I'm not in favor of political dynasty because, like all other people, those families have agendas. And agendas change, and therefore, people who comes together, especially a family that comes together, shouldn't be trusted because if they have the opportunity to control our government, we will be under their rule and we will never know what their real reasons are.
No, because if the transition of power begins from a particular clan, then it will end up to that particular clan also. It is not the change that we are looking for is not going to happen because their system is only one. They have the common way of governing their place, just like that.
No, because it gives the family the all over power in a certain region, which is not good to the government.
No, I am not in favor of political dynasty. Kasi nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, merong mga ibang tao na gustong mamuno sa society natin, but then, merong mga officials or mga members ng gobyerno na parang pinapasa-pasa lang na yung pamumuno, which is parang hindi ako, or against ako dun.
No. I feel like if you have a part of the family in politics, I think you should be able to give another person chances naman. Parang everybody is a leader inside them. Wag namang gahaman sa kapangyarihan.
Thank you, Teka.
Yun. Thank you.
Thank you po.